Trieste is waiting for you. Discover it with this fantastic tour. Recently, while travelling through Slovenia, I suddenly got the opportunity to visit the city of Trieste for 2 days, and in the continuation of this video I bring you beautiful impressions and vivid pictures from this enchanting city. The city of Trieste is the centre of the Trieste district of the same name and the province of Friuli Venezia Giulia with about 210,000 inhabitants. From a Roman colony, it became a Habsburg port city, called Little Vienna on the Sea, located between the mountains and the sparkling Adriatic Sea. In this short film, we will visit the most important squares, palaces, magnificent historical temples and churches, and walk along the Grand Canal. Nice weather is in our favour and makes it ideal for video recording, photography and enjoying the seaside. Before we enter the most beautiful part of the city, I remind you that this port city on the Adriatic Sea used to be the ultimate shopping place where the citizens of the former Yugoslavia spent their hard-earned money. Today, the city of Trieste offers tourists expanded facilities and the experience of a unique and unforgettable stay. I cordially invite you to take a walk through the beautiful and unique city. I would like to show you interesting buildings, architecture, and people who live here. Filming is a passion for me, and if you like this little documentary video, please like, follow my channel, because that way you give me an incentive to create new content. And now, discover the beauty, enjoy the beautiful architecture of the stunning Habsburg buildings and the different architectural styles of its buildings that complement each other harmoniously, and be sure to enjoy a walk along the elegant coast, the view of the Adriatic Sea, and find out why Trieste is nicknamed Little Vienna on the Sea. If you decide to visit Trieste, a 1 or 2 day trip will be enough to get to know the city. When you come to the city centre, most of the sites in Trieste can be visited on foot. That's great. The city centre is where your memories are made. The most famous pier in Trieste, Orthodox, is 250 meters long, has a very nice view on all sides, and makes the most beautiful pictures of the whole city from it. The Unification Square is the main and largest square in Trieste, one of the largest European squares, with a direct view of the sea. Unification Square is a symbol of the city and a place where tourist memories are made, recognizable from numerous postcards and films. On the square there is a fountain for continents, which is a symbol of the connection between the city of Trieste and the rest of the world. At that time, Australia had not yet been discovered, and several wonderful buildings that are the seat of the city authorities. The statues on the fountain represent the largest rivers on the continents: Danube, Nile, Ganges and La Plata, as well as a column with a statue of Emperor Charles VI of Habsburg, who declared Trieste a free port for coffee. If you love ships and the sea, this is the right place for you. Trieste has a very deep harbour, so it is a favourite place for large ships to dock. We are approaching the Trieste Aquarium, which was officially opened in 1933 in a building overlooking the sea coast, which then housed the city's central fish market, and which today is dedicated to exhibitions and cultural meetings. The aquarium's vivarium is home to numerous species of amphibians and reptiles, with a special focus on the fauna of Friuli Venezia Giulia and neighbouring regions. Unfortunately, the Sea Aquarium of the city of Trieste is temporarily closed. San Giusto Sea Centre. This city is known for its numerous charming cafes and cafeterias, where excellent quality coffee is served, and the culture of drinking coffee is very noticeable. Trieste is home to famous coffee brands. People from Trieste call espresso nero, for them macchiato is capo, while cappuccino is called caffè latte. We visited Trieste during the 36th National Infantry meeting, so we had the opportunity to film the spectacular ceremony of the parade of the department and the presentation of the 14th century seal of the city, which you will see in our next film. In the centre of the city, on Stockholm Square, the building of the old stock exchange from the time of the Austro-Hungarian monarchy in the neoclassical style, and the sculpture of Gabriella D'Annunzio dominate. Literature lovers might be interested in the Museum of James Joyce, who spent part of his life in Trieste, and there is a life-size statue of him on the Ponte Rosso Bridge. Walking through the city and beautiful streets, we came to the Serbian Orthodox Church in Trieste, dedicated to Saint Spiridon the Miracle Worker, located in the very centre of the city on the Ponte Rosso Square. The Church of Saint Spiridon in Trieste played an important role for the colony of Serbs in this Adriatic city, and its magnificent appearance even today testifies to the influence and power of the Serbian community in this city. On the main facade there is a mosaic of Saint Spiridon, and on the north side there is a mosaic of Saint Michael the Archangel. The temple is built of white marble in the Serbian Byzantine style, with an inscribed cross and 5 domes. On the outside, the temple is decorated with mosaics, each of which is gilded. The height of the temple is 40, the length is 28, and the width is 31 meters, so it can accommodate 1,600 believers. The interior of the temple is decorated with selected frescoes and oil paintings. Above the holy table and the altar is a large figure of Christ enthroned with 12 apostles. On the right side of the temple is the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And on the left is the Ecumenical Council in Nicaea in 325, symbolically presided over by Saint Spiridon. On the brick iconostasis, in the first row from the bottom, there are large icons of high artistic value representing the Virgin, Christ, Saint Spiridon and the Annunciation. Made in Russia at the beginning of the 19th century, covered with gold and silver. In the second top row are icons representing Serbian saints, Simeon Marutachev, Saint Sava, Stefan Prvovenčani and Emperor Roche. In the third top row there are figures of Christ, baptism, crucifixion and resurrection. The entire altar is decorated with the works of famous iconographers. In the temple, the large silver candlestick, a gift of the Russian prince who later became the emperor, Pavle Petrovich Romanov, from the time of his visit to Trieste in January 1772, is particularly noteworthy. The Russian princess Julia Samoylova donated to the temple a gold-bound gospel, also Russian work, as well as vestments. Two gospels of particular value, half a metre long and 30 centimetres thick, with artistically decorated silver covers, were made by Venetian artists in 1727. Due to its special beauty and outstanding artistic value, the Church of Saint Spiridona is covered by the law on the protection of artistic monuments of Italy and is among the most valuable and significant architectural objects of the city of Trieste. Right next to the temple, at the end of the Great Canal, there is the largest Catholic church of Saint Antonius Sant'Antonio Thaumaturgo, which represents a combination of Greek and Roman architecture. The construction project dates back to 1808, but work began in 1825. The church has a facade of Ionic columns with 6 statues sculpted by Francesco Bosse in 1842, representing Saint Justus, Saint Sergius and Bacchus, Saint Servulus, Saint Maurus, Saint Euphemia, and Saint Thecla. Grand Canal was dug to allow ships to unload their cargo closer to the city centre. It is surrounded by the buildings of merchants who made the city great. If you liked this little documentary video, please like, follow our channel, because that way you give us an incentive to create new content.